So what are hacks? In particular, life hacks. And when we think about life hacks, most people are thinking in the sense of some kind of shortcut, skill, something that's going to make your life more efficient and easier. Well, today we're going to talk about a weight loss hack, or at least the closest thing that could be considered a weight loss hack that might actually work. Now, before we jump into that, welcome back to the program, everyone. My name is Dr. Dan. I'm a pharmacist turned weight management specialist. And the usual housekeeping things, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss another episode when it comes out. But also, check me out on my other channels at The Official Dr. Dan, where I put out daily content on Instagram, TikTok, you name it, at The Official Dr. Dan is the handle. As well, check out my website, healthcareevolve.ca, if you want to book a free consult with me. So in a society that seeks instant gratification and is trying to get more done in less time, life hacks have become extremely popular. But what about in terms of weight loss, right? We'd all love something that's going to make our weight loss journey that much easier. Now, when I Googled weight loss hacks, I got 34 million results. And 90% of those results were articles and blog posts from various individuals that had some variation in the title, such as 73 weight loss hacks that will change your life and cleanse your colon. Or Jesus had 10 commandments, but did you know he also had 10 weight loss hacks? Click today to find out more. And I mean, sure, explosive diarrhea or slavery, starvation, and backbreaking labor will most certainly lead to weight loss. But I would argue that neither of those methods could really be called a hack, if you will, in the traditional definition, but what do I know? And unfortunately, most weight loss hacks really offer nothing but false hope and products that aren't actually going to work, and instead they're just preying on individuals that have battled a chronic disease their entire life and are looking for any kind of support or thing that is going to help them to finally make some progress. But today, I'm going to tell you about probably the closest thing to a weight loss hack we have. It's actually evidence-based, and it might actually provide you some benefit. And here's a hint. Jesus had a fun little party trick where he turned this into wine. And that's right, the hack is water. More specifically, preloading with water before your meals. Now, I'm bringing you this information from a very elegant randomized controlled trial by Perret and friends. You can see the reference down below, but this was a great little trial and I really quite enjoyed reading it. And what do I mean by elegant? Well, I mean elegant in the sense that it was simple, it was robust, their methodology was very sound and very good, everything was very, very well detailed out. And I mean, if the individuals that wrote this paper and did this research happened to come across this video in the off chance, total kudos to you. This was one of the better randomized controlled trials that I have read in really quite some time. Anywho, what Perret and friends did is they took 84 individuals that had obesity, which was defined as having a BMI of greater than 30. They then randomized these individuals into two groups for a duration of 12 weeks. The experimental group was then asked to consume 500 milliliters of water, or about 2 cups, about 30 minutes before each of their main meals throughout the day. They were also encouraged that throughout the day to consume water as they felt and desired. The control group, on the other hand, was asked to follow a dummy procedure. And this was done in order to conceal the true intent of the study. It's what we call an attention control. And they wanted to do this in order to reduce the risk of confounders or biases that might ultimately affect the final results that they find. And what this dummy procedure involved was they asked participants to basically sit down 30 minutes before a meal and imagine that their stomach was full. The whole idea was that, if you're imagining that your stomach is full, what happens then is that maybe you'll eat less. Now, both groups also received weight management counseling, so discussions around replacing high-calorie drinks with things like water, trying to increase your protein intake, having more veggies, and that sort of thing. They also had periodic follow-ups with the researchers within their home, which was very interesting. And they also received text messages as a reminder to drink their water 30 minutes before their meal, or to imagine their stomach being full for that 30-minute point before their meal as well. What this essentially did was trying to improve and increase compliance, because they sometimes needed to be reminded to follow through on the study procedures. And to further assess adherence and compliance to the study protocols, they also asked the participants to complete phone questionnaires at certain time points throughout the study, and at certain points they also asked them to complete a 24-hour urine collection. Basically, they gave everybody in the study and said, here's a jug. Every time you have to pee in the next 24 hours, pee into this jug. What they then looked at was the amount of volume that was there and the osmolality. And what the volume and osmolality will tell us is, well, how much water were they drinking? Is their urine at a larger volume, and is it more dilute compared to the control group? And indeed, they did find the people that were drinking and consuming more water had a greater urine volume, and their urine was more dilute compared to the control. Like, they actually took these 24-hour urine collections. I mean, seriously, who does that? And I mean, yes, lots of people in research will do that, but that was one of the things that really added to the validity of this study, is that they really took that extra step in order to ensure adherence and compliance to their study protocol. So it's really cool, and this really added to the validity of the results that they found. Speaking of results, let's move on to the exciting stuff. What did they find? So over the 12-week period, what they found is that the individuals that preloaded with water 30 minutes before a meal lost on average 2.4 kilograms. And that comes out to be about 5.3 pounds or so. And then the comparator group that had that they were full prior to a meal lost about 1.2 kilograms. And this equated to about a difference of 1.3 kilograms in total between the two groups at the end of the 12-week period. Furthermore, in the preload group, 20% of the individuals there lost greater than or equal to 5% of their body weight from baseline, compared to only 5% of the individuals losing greater than or equal to 5% of their body weight from baseline over the 12-week period. Now, there was another really cool result that came out from within the preload water group itself. And what they did is they did a comparison between the individuals that preloaded with water 3 times a day versus the individuals that preloaded with water once a day or not at all. And what they found is that the individuals that preloaded with water 3 times a day lost about on average 4.8 kilograms, whereas the individuals that preloaded with water once a day or not at all only lost 0.8 kilograms at the end of 12 weeks. Now, these results are pretty cool and really not too shabby, given that the only intervention that was really applied here was consuming water 30 minutes before a meal. And hey, they even showed that imagining that you're full 30 minutes before a meal might also have benefit in helping you to lose weight too. So there you have it, a simple weight loss hack, or at least the closest thing to a weight loss hack that we might have. Part of what I really loved about this study and their results is that this intervention of consuming more water before meals is really quite simple, and it's easy to incorporate into your day as well. So first off, the study was only 12 weeks long, so we don't know what's going to happen over a longer period of time. Would people continue to lose weight? Would they plateau at that point in time? Would they start gaining the weight back after the 12-week point? There's a lot of unknown variables there. And I mean, obviously, the biggest thing that's going to happen in this case is going to have to be consistency. If you lose weight by preloading with water before your meals, you're going to have to consistently do that over the duration of your life to fundamentally keep the weight off. As I always say, whatever you do to lose the weight, you got to be able to maintain it long term to keep that weight off. But this is nonetheless a very simple and promising intervention. And really, drinking more water is something that all of us can and should be doing more of. Not only for weight loss, but also the plethora of health benefits that it offers. And I would argue a vast majority of us don't consume enough water in a day. And I'm willing to bet that increasing your water intake up to the recommended 8 cups of water per day on a consistent basis would lead to tremendous health benefits, and just in general, you probably would start feeling better. However, as with anything, you need to start slow. Don't go from 2 cups a day to 8 cups a day overnight. Start slow, go to 3 cups, 4 cups, etc. We need to give your body and bladder time to get used to the increased volume as well as the more frequent trips to the bathroom. But nonetheless, something that I would recommend incorporating into your life. So until next time, my friends, as always, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss another episode. Check me out on my other channels at The Official Dr. Dan, where I post daily content. As well, check out my website, healthcareevolved.ca. And of course, if you have any questions, comments, what have you, drop them down below. And always remember that small tweaks lead to massive peaks.